I'm sorry about that. Can everybody see me now? Yeah, I know. This is what happens when things go nuts. Can we also, oh, there we are. See? All right, guys. I don't know what just happened. That's a new glitch. But, let's get back into the groove, right? With welcome to Manly Monday live with the Fallible Man. It is awesome to have you guys here tonight. I am so sorry for the rough start out, but we will get things worked out as we go here. Guys, we've got a show for you tonight. I am very excited. As you can see, I am running solo tonight. So if I screw things up, it's because, my brain's just not here, meaning my wife is not with me. So obviously, I am not capable of doing this on my own. Guys, it is so good to see you. Jared, welcome to the show. Sarah, I hope you're having fun at the tea party. I hope the girls are having a blast. And to everybody else joining us, hey, be sure and let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. And tonight's show, we are talking about success. Now, everybody wants to be successful, right? I mean, everybody wants to be successful. And we all have these huge dreams of what that looks like. And the realistic variation of that is we don't always know. Hi, Jess, you're showing up as me, by the way. You should check your Facebook link. What we don't always know is what success. Hey, Cam, good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm glad you're here. We don't always know what success looks like or how that's going to blow out, right? So, guys, tonight we're going to share 8 rules you can apply to your life to be more successful and more happy at the same time. I'm very excited about that. It's just one of those things that everybody dreams of success, but the roadmap isn't really obvious, right? Life doesn't come with a great instruction manual on what success looks like or how exactly you get there. But there are some things that stick out. Being a podcaster, I get to talk to a lot of cool people, and you start to see some themes going with people who are quote unquote successful. So, we're going to share some ideas with you tonight. I hope you dig them. Be sure and stick around for the show. We're going to be giving away a copy of our. What did I say? Oh, my notes don't match my screen. Had better fix that. We're going to be giving away a lovely Manly Monday mug tonight. So be sure and stick around for that. By the way, my name is Brent. I am the Fallible Man. And if you are new to Manly Mondays, welcome. We are certainly glad you are here. I promise it's not always this chaotic, but hey, let's get into it, shall we? Now, guys, the first thing I want to talk about, and hey, look at this. I even have slides. So let's jump right into this. We're going to talk about the 8 keys to success tonight and happiness. Now, we'll see how well I can do this without Sarah here. We don't know how that was going to work, but hey, that's okay. We'll get there. I promise. Now, the first thing I want to talk about tonight is somewhat controversial, at least will be for some people, but I want to introduce the idea of family comes first. Now, if you know me, you know I have a rather broad definition of what family is. I think I'm coming across okay tonight, guys, and my audio is a little sketchy. Be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll get that adjusted. I apologize. I had to reload a lot of things. I almost fried my board the other night. I spilled coffee on it. It stopped working. It was a mess. I thought I was going to have to buy a new one. All kinds of bad. But back to what really matters. Family comes first. Now, I have a broader definition of family that most people aren't necessarily picking up what I'm putting down. So let me clarify this for you. In my world, the way I see my life is there is the family you're born with, right? And that's one definition of family. Blood family is one definition of family, and they are incredibly important. But not everybody was born with a perfect family. Not everybody has that family that just has that love and support that you would hope should be there in a family unit. So when I say family first, some people struggle with that because they weren't blessed to have a really great family. And I understand that entirely, guys. I'm incredibly sympathetic to that. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. There are a lot of people who were born with a family that was not the greatest family to have, right? But then you go into the next definition for me, right? There's the family you're born with, there's blood family, and then there's the family you choose to surround yourself with. And this is the family you actually have control over. These are the people that thick and thin. Now, some people call them friends. Okay. For me, I have family, I have close friends, and then I have people I know. And then I have people I kind of see every now and then, right? I actually blame Facebook largely for destroying the concept of friendship. Uh, when Facebook termed all your connections as friends, then it really kind of, I think, interfered with this concept, especially for younger generations, of what friends are, right? I have 1,000 friends on Facebook. No, you don't. You, you have people you interact with on Facebook. They see the stuff you do. They've joined with you, but that doesn't make them friends. Some of us actually, have friends, right? And so that's become a foreign concept. But there is the friends that you surround yourself with, that they become just as critical as the blood relationships. In some cases, a lot more than the blood relationship. Jesse says, nobody has 50 friends. That is true. Honestly, I couldn't agree with that more, Jess. It's just Facebook created an unrealistic definition of what that looks like. So when I say family comes first, there are the family you're born with, and there's the family you choose to surround yourself later in life. You get to pick those people, and being one of those, being that for somebody, it's a privilege and an honor. That person has brought you in. They have chose willingly. They said, "Hey, I want you to be part of my life." And so never forget who is by your side. To be successful and happy, you have to look at who has been there from the beginning, who has been a critical part of that, who's been there side by side when nobody else liked you, when no one would be around you, when you weren't always fun, right? Because we can all identify with that at some point. These are the people who are there. And for you to actually find success and happiness, you need to make sure and prioritize those people in your life. Do not take that relationship for granted and strive to be that friend to somebody. Okay. Strive to be that friend to somebody. You want to have that relationship. It's an important relationship and it should be an honor. It's something you should embrace and just hold on to. And if you want to be successful, you need to just hold on to those people. Make time for them. I'm an incredibly busy person, just like all of you are. And I can tell you that there are people that I make room for in my life because those people matter. Those people have been a part of my life. Those people have been supportive. Those people have been there when everything was bad. That is family. So when I say family first, guys, you have to understand how I'm defining family. It's not just blood. And some of us are very blessed. I have very close blood relatives who are some of the people I love more than life itself. They are so critical to me. I was very blessed to have an amazing blood family. But I've also been very blessed to have some very close friends who they are family to me. And so start with them. Don't ever forget, no matter how life is going, good or bad, if you start to succeed, remember those people who were there with you. Remember those people who are there when you're not succeeding. Start with your family and it will make your life incredible. Now, guys, be sure and throw in the mug, or in the mug, if you want this really lovely mug, and I'll hold up an actual instead of just a picture. Here you go. Manly Monday mugs. If you want a shot at this mug, be sure and type hashtag mug in the comment section, guys, and we will get to that drawing later. You do have to be present. And while I'm sidetracked, be sure, and guys, at the bottom of every video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, it doesn't matter. There is a link. And if you want to come on live during the Q&A portion and ask questions, big breath, remember, you guys can click on that link. It submits the form to me so that way I can send you a private email link. That way you're not sharing your email with the whole world. But if you guys want to come on live during the Q&A and ask questions in person, we can absolutely do that. We will have a Q&A portion. And if you're not comfortable with that, be sure and put the QQ, as it says down a little banner, in front of your questions so I can see them down in the comment section. Guys, I love doing Q&A. I just love interacting with you guys. So it's so much fun for me. It is so much better part when you guys are active in the show. Hashtag, yeah, hashtag laugh out. Jesse says that's a pound sign. Yes. Hashtag pound. It's the same thing, apparently. These newfangled things, whoever knew, right? Now, let's not go too far off track. But guys, if you want to join the Q&A, that's where you find that. And I'll get an email that tells me you want to join. So, number 2, guys, I want you to stop comparing yourself to others. One of the greatest quotes ever. We'll see if I actually put it in the right thing. I did this all earlier. What in the world happened on my screenshots? I swear, guys, I was more organized earlier somehow. I don't know what I did. I downloaded a really great cover thingy and all kinds of cool pictures. I blew it, guys. I'm just off my rocker tonight. Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. And if you know me, you know I'm a big history buff. And so, I love looking through. In fact, I'm really big into quotes. I love digging through just incredible quotes because so much wisdom has come and gone over the years. And there have been so many wise people that we can look at and see what they've done and see what they thought. And Theodore Roosevelt is one of my favorite ones. With comparison is the thief of joy. You've got to stop comparing yourself to other people, okay? The only person you got to compete with is you. That's absolute truth, guys. You only need to compete with yourself because that's what you had. You can't compete with somebody who's been doing this for 10 years. You can't compete with somebody who's been in it for 6 years longer than you. If you are starting at something, if you are new to something, you cannot compete and accurately compare yourself to other people. And if you do, you absolutely will be miserable and unsuccessful because you cannot compete with someone who's just been in that much longer. Guys, if we're just joining us, we're talking about 8 rules for a successful life. And that's totally wrong. I think it's 8 keys to successful and happiness. This is what happened when I rename things after I already put it out there. But if you're just joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. 8 keys to success and happiness in your life, guys. Number 1 was family comes first. And number 2 is stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your purpose, your experience, owning your own feelings, and turning your attention inward. Okay? The person you've got to compete against is in the mirror when you look in the mirror. It's not anybody else. It's not that person who's doing what you already want to do. You can look at them, but you can look at them to see where you can get to or the direction you want to go. You can learn from their experiences, but you can't compare yourself to somebody who's been doing this, whatever it is you want to do, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years longer than you, because you will always fail if you're measuring there. So stop comparing yourself to others. It just makes you unhappy. And we're in a generation where that's an incredibly difficult thing to do. We're in a generation where everybody wants to compare to everybody. Social media has made it so much more possible to look at everybody else and go, oh, I'm so unhappy. Look, they got it together. No, they really don't. They got it together on camera for 8 seconds. But guys, as someone who films a lot of stuff at this point, I can tell you social media is an illustration. It's the best moments of somebody's life. They don't put up the trash most of the time. They don't put up the 4 hours they took to set up that one TikTok shot. Okay? Stop looking at social media. Stop looking at Facebook. Stop looking at other things and comparing yourself because it will just end your run before it really starts. It will certainly make you miserable. Study after study is proving that more and more and more. Did Ronnie join us? I see Jesse's saying hi to somebody. Hey guys, it's great to see you guys. But let's keep rolling on to number 3, guys. Oh, hey, look, I did put a slide in there. Look, I just put it in a different deck. Comparison is the thief's joy. There was. See, I did all that crazy looking around and didn't even see it. Number 3 is find a support system. When I say support system, then I mean your area. I can't type in my own notes. You're a product of your environment, guys. Okay. So when you are trying to be successful, you need a solid support system around you. There's a saying that says you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Now, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. Am I the sum of 5 people? Well, a lot of the experts seem to think so, but you have to find your support system. And if that means you're the sum of the 5 people you're around the most, that you spend the most time with, then you need to make sure that they're a quality support system. You need to make sure that they have the same ideals, the same hopes, the same dreams, the same goals, aspirations. If you want to be in business and you're around a lot of people who don't run businesses or aren't in business for themselves, it will be harder for you to be in business. If you want to be an elite athlete, you need to be around other high-end athletes because they will inspire you, they will move you, and they will help you get to where you want to go. On top of that, I'm not just talking about the 5 people you're around the most, guys. I'm talking about your whole support system, your whole sense of community, whether that you have extended organizations, maybe you're part of a church, maybe you're part of some club, whatever you're a part of, you need to be around a supportive system full of kind, honest, positive, energetic, supporting people who will inspire you and motivate you towards the goals you want to attain. You know, they're you can't fly with turkeys, right? I mean, they fly, but okay, that's a bad example. See, this is what happens when I go off script. But guys, you need to find that support system. It is absolutely imperative to what you're doing if you want to be successful and happy. If you surround yourself with people who drag you down, then guess what? You're going to go down. If you surround yourself with people who just take all the time, then you're going to be empty and you're not going to have anything left. You have to surround yourself with people who will support you, encourage you, and help build you up, and you can help build them up. It becomes a community. That's what we're trying to do here at the Fallible Man. We're trying to build a sense of community for all of our listeners. We want you to be a part of this movement to move towards your potential as a person. So that is part of the goal here. Now, guys, I see more people. It's great to see everybody in the comment section. I'm loving hanging out with you guys today, and we're going to keep going because I don't see any questions yet. So that's fine. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Find people. What's Michael got to say? Let's see. Find people who are where you want to be and who will encourage you to grow. That is very accurate, Michael. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Be sure to put hashtag mug if you want a shot at one of these beautiful Manly Monday mugs in the comment section. And let's keep on rolling to point number 4, guys. Be grateful for what you have. Now, if you're not new to the channel, if you're new to the channel, maybe this seems a little strange to you. If you're not new to the channel, guys, we talk about gratitude a lot. Gratitude is so important. And in fact, we had an entire live stream about it a couple of weeks ago with author Stephen Crane, who wrote the book, I Can Appreciate That. It is so important for you to have gratitude for what you do have. Now, Helen Keller said, I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. I had a real life experience with this situation where I was at an event, I was at an obstacle course event, and we were having a really hard time of it. We've been sick all night. We barely slept. It was a bad day to be on the race. Honestly, I was impressed we even started. And, we started feeling sorry for ourselves. And all of a sudden, along came a man that has just been an inspiration to me since. His name's Casey. And Casey is incredible. But Casey doesn't have any legs. From the waist down, Casey has no legs. And so I watched this man going along with gloves on his hands and swinging himself along on his knuckles through this 8-mile course. And I went, I got nothing to complain about. Okay. Helen Keller totally nailed this. There are so many things that so many of us are blessed with in our everyday life that we just take for granted because we don't have anything to compare it to. And that, I guess, could be a good reason for some social media. I'm really, that's a stretch. But until you really objectively look at what you have, sometimes you miss it because you have nothing to compare it to. Well, guys, be grateful what you do have in your life. I mean, there is so many blessings in everybody's lives, right? And everybody's a different place, but that doesn't mean you have less blessings. You and I may have different blessings in our lives. Like I said, I was blessed to have, if you go back to point number one, a really spectacular blood family. Not everybody has that. So I'm super grateful for those people. Some people have that super grateful extended family, that super great extended family of the friends that have become so close to their family. Guys, be grateful for what you have. You have a job, be grateful for that. You have a roof over your head, be grateful for that. You have shoes on your feet, as Helen Keller said, be grateful for that. If you take time and focus on gratitude, guys, you will be more successful and more happy. And I encourage you, go back to that live stream with Stephen Crane, or even back to our podcast I did with Stephen Crane. Gratitude is so important. And everybody I've met who has any form of success as we know it understands that they have to be grateful for what's going on in their lives. They have to be grateful for what they have. Are they perfect? No. Do they have everything? No. Will they obtain everything they ever want to? I don't know. But people who are successful, people who are happy, practice gratitude on a daily basis. Now, guys, this is your part of the show, one of your parts of the show. I want to know, what's your secret sauce, guys? What is your secret to success? Share in the comments. This is a community. This is where we help each other out. Share in the comments, what is your secret to success? Everybody has a different one. I am sharing some different possibilities. I think these 8 rules or 8 keys are absolutely critical to success and happiness. They are things I'm trying to do in my own life. They are things I'm trying to implement in my life. So what is your secret sauce for success? What makes you success or helps you succeed? Let's take a look at that. Oh, let's see. Get rid of that banner. That's annoying. Cameron says, find joy in the little wins. Absolutely, Cameron. I think that ties in with gratitude. I think finding joy in the little wins, learning to appreciate when you do win, is absolutely crucial. In fact, I've talked before about, in the Navy SEALs, they're taught to make their bed first thing in the morning, then brush their teeth, right? They stack little wins to help them build momentum and help them move forward in their day in a positive direction because they're already winning. So celebrating the little wins is absolutely important. And I think that's a great idea. Sarah says consistency and hard work along with a big dose of patience. Oh, nobody wants patience. Patience is so horrible sometimes, right? Because what you have to go through to become more patient sometimes can be very, very painful. I am 100% on consistency and hard work. Not a huge fan of having to learn patience because that never comes as an easy lesson. Michael says, mindful association. I surround myself with positive individuals who dream as big as I do. I think that's 100% right, Michael. I think that goes back to what we were saying with find a support system. You absolutely, absolutely need to surround yourself with positive individuals who dream big. Like I said, if you want to be in business, then you need to be around people who do business. If you want to be financially well off, then you should be around people who handle money well because that helps you. So, yep, absolutely. Mindful association. Be cognizant of who you're spending your time with because that has incredible impacts on how you live your life. Now, guys, I got something extra fun for you to introduce the next idea. You're going to love this one. Here we go.
You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
So where are my Kung Fu Panda addicts in here? If you're a big Kung Fu Panda fan, Shout it out. Let me know in the comments. We are a Kung Fu Panda household. My kids love that show, and I honestly enjoy watching it with them. I think there's a lot of great things besides it being hilarious and a lot of fun. But that may be one of the most influential lessons in the entire series, guys, is you have to accept your past and move on. It is so easy to get bogged down in our past, right? Everybody's got a past. Everybody has a story. And your story and my story may be different, but we all have a story of where we come from. And sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes that's hard. I was actually interacting with a friend of mine on Facebook earlier today who has a very difficult past. I've known her for a long time, and she was struggling, just looking for some encouragement. But she left her past behind her, and she has an amazing life. And if she let that weigh her down, she would not be where she's at. Guys, everybody's got stuff behind them. Some of it's painful. Some of it's stuff that we wish was not there. Some of it's stuff that we wish we could just pretend never happened. But everybody has it. So stop getting stuck in the past. Learn the lesson that you can from it. That's the only benefit to it, right? And then move on. The present is the only place you can act, live, and love. So don't waste the present. Don't waste the moment you have bogged down by the old. You can't do anything about it. So learn your lessons, move forward. We're getting lots of crowd participation. Jared says, I enjoy finding new interests no matter how small or unique. When you learn something new, you open yourself up to many more possibilities. I think you're right, Jared. I think that helps with success and happiness a great deal. I think learning new things and experiencing new things just sets you up for all kinds of possibilities, right? If you don't find new interests, if you don't try new things, if you don't explore stuff, my wife is going to hit me when she gets home because I'm a stickler. I like things just status quo, man. That's probably one of my greatest downfalls right there is I don't like to try new things. I eat the same thing at every single restaurant. I go to the same places. I still get coffee and food from the same places I've been getting food from for 15 years because I like the food there and I don't like to try new things. So, enjoy finding new interests no matter how small or unique. Jared's got a good point. Michael says, don't hold yourself captive to your past choices that you've made. Absolutely. We all have that history. We all have that, and you can only hold on to it so much before it just bogs us down entirely, guys. Be sure if you're joining us, hit hashtag mug if you want a chance to win our lovely mugs. And let's keep on rolling. I want you to invest in yourself. One of the most important things you can do to be happy and successful is to continue to invest in yourself no matter what. Never lose that childlike curiosity. Be a lifelong learner. Read, whether there's an actual book. Yes, they still make them. Libraries are a thing still, last I knew. Okay, so read a real book. Read an ebook. Listen to an audiobook. Hey, take online courses. There are more places you can take online courses than I think there's ever been before. Skillsoft, Udemy, right? That's just a couple. Listen more. Listen more to things. Whether it's an audiobook, whether it's a course, whether it's other people. Listen more. Find mentors. Find people. That's one of the things I consistently find among really high performing, highly successful people is people who are highly successful find mentors. They find people to be an uplink to where they want to go, who can help because they've been through there. They've already been through the steps to get to their point, right? Find mentors. I've seen that more and more I've seen real estate moguls and authors who just like, hey, you need to find a mentor. You need to find somebody who's ahead of you and follow their lead. Let them teach you because they've learned life lessons you're not going to find in a book necessarily. So find mentors. Now is an exciting time in the world where there is more opportunity for you to learn than ever before, guys. I got to say, that's one of the best things about this time period in history. There are more online learning resources that are free to the world. Even Elon Musk said, if you want to learn how to do something, YouTube pretty much has all the answers. They can teach you almost any profession you want. And that's true. Okay. There are more resources available for you to improve yourself up here in the noggin than there have ever been at any time in history. More people have put stuff out. Used to, learning was kept to a select few. Used to, it was, oh, you only get advanced learning if you go to college. Now it's a free for all. If you want to improve yourself, guys, you have every opportunity and you need to invest in yourself. Go to those courses, do networking, go to those, what do they call them? Large scale events, right? Go to conferences. I went to a couple conferences this year, read a lot of books this year. Guys, never stop investing in yourself. It is the most important thing that you can do if you want to be successful and happy. Because as you grow, knowledge really is power. It gives you the ability to reach heights you never thought were possible. Let's hit the comments for a second. Cameron says, as Miss Frizzle said, love the Magic School Bus reference. 10 points right there, Cam. Right there. Love it. Magic School Bus. Take chances, make mistakes, get messy. Miss Frizzle for the win. I love the Magic School Bus, and that is a great quote and a great point. One of my mentors right now, one of his biggest things is start messy. If you wait till it's perfect, you're never going to start. Michael says, make decisions today that will help you become the best version of yourself tomorrow. If you've been on the channel, you know I agree, man. This is all about our biggest catchphrase, be better tomorrow because of what you do today. Absolutely. Everything, every day, you should be incrementally working forward. Sarah says you can learn a lot about people simply by observation. That goes back to listening. Sometimes I remember when I was in the military a long time ago, I had a sergeant actually stop me and ask me right after I got to a new assignment. He's like, I've seen you kind of sit back and stay quiet. You don't really interact with people or anything. It's like, well, I'm learning how life works here. I spent the first week I was there exactly that, just sitting in the back, being quiet, watching, observing to learn how life worked where I was because it was a new spot for me. So that's absolutely true. Let's get rid of this. This is annoying me today. The best investment you can make is one, you making yourself 100% agreed. Now, guys, be sure and throw in hashtag mug for your chance to win this lovely mug. In just a little bit, we're almost through. And if you've got any questions, be sure and put a QQ in your questions. You know the rules here, guys. We are talking about 8 keys for success and happiness. However, if you have a question, anything that falls in the realm of the fallible man, well, that's fair game once we get to the question time. So it can be about tonight's topic or anything else, but be sure and put those cues in there or fill out the form and let me know that you want to come on live to ask your question. I haven't seen any come in yet, so unless someone does something else, we're not having a live guest tonight, but that's cool. I'll answer your questions any way I can because I just love working with you guys in any way I can. Jesse says, what if I fall? What if you fly? My movie knowledge just slipped me, Jess. I know that quote, but I don't recognize it as far as which movie it comes out of, but it is a great quote and is absolutely true. Now, guys, let's get into point number 7. This is such a big issue for so many people, and I don't understand why. So let's hit this one and go to number 7. I want you to respect yourself. Now, why this? Well, because a lot of people don't respect themselves at all. It is uncanny to me how few people actually respect themselves. One of the most amazing things I read earlier this year was learn to negate your negative self-talk inside your head, the way you talk to yourself inside your head. Because if anybody else talked to you that way, you'd be ready for a fight or you'd cut them out of your life. But we talk to ourselves in a negative way all the time. It's one of the most detrimental things you're doing to yourself on a regular basis, guys, is you're not treating yourself with respect. And that can be measured in a whole lot of ways. Okay. That can be measured in the way you're talking to yourself. Like I said, the negative self-talk. That can be measured in the way you let other people talk to you, or you let other people abuse your time or take you for granted. That can be reflected in all kinds of ways. That's reflected in the way we eat. That's reflected in the way we take care of ourselves physically, workouts and stuff like that. Respect yourself. People will learn how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. So if you're treating yourself badly, you're giving permission, you're teaching people to treat you badly. You have to learn to respect yourself. And I cannot impress that enough, guys. If you want success and happiness, you will never find it unless you learn to respect yourself. Now, number 8 for tonight, guys. Your thoughts are your reality. This is so true. And this leads in back from where we were with the respect yourself. You got to filter out the negative thoughts. You can't allow yourself to be dragged down by your own thought process. What you put in your head, I'm not into manifestation. Okay. I think that's a lot of nonsense, hokum, fill in the blank, whatever words you want to use. I don't believe in manifestation. Now, if you do, I apologize if I've upset you. I'm not trying to upset you guys. It's a personal belief. If you want to believe in that, that is your business. And I absolutely respect your right to do that. But I don't believe in manifestation. I do believe in your brain is incredibly powerful. And if you are letting negative thoughts just prevail your thoughts, if that is what you are consumed with, then that's how you're going to affect the world around you. That's how you're going to see life. That's how you're going to process life, is through a negative filter, right? I was actually sending, sorry, Jesse's correcting. You can ask the question in the comments, Jess. I won't pull you on. How you perceive the world is going to filter out how you deal with it internally in your mind. Is going to filter through to the rest of your reality. If you have a negative outlook on life, if you have negative outlooks on yourselves, if you're around negative people, then that's going to be how you perceive the world around you. And guys, there's a lot of negativity in the world. You are what you consume. There's been actually scientific research at this point. Taking a break from social media for 30 days. I mean, like cold turkey, 30 days. The first week or so is going to make you anxious. After that, it's going to change the way you look at the world. There are a lot of people who took 30-day challenges to walk away from social media and have never gone back, because the evidence has proven that social media actually affects you negatively in life. That you compare yourself to other people, that brings you down. You see other things going on in the world, that brings you down. Social media negatively affects your reality all the time. I actually know several professionals who they work on the social media capacity, right? They have online following, so they have to do that. But they take breaks. They regularly schedule breaks to get away from social media because it affects them in a negative way. Likewise, news can have the same negative effect, right? Bad news, bad news, bad news. Follow those news stations. It is really hard to find a news station that has a positive outlook on anything right now. I mean, nothing is positive about the news. It's incredible. So take a break from the news. Take a break from the bad headlines. I'll challenge you one even more. Here's one you aren't even thinking about. Look at the shows you watch on television. I used to watch all of the cop shows. I loved like the NCIS, CSI, Criminal Minds, like, just fill in the blank. You guys all know these shows. I used to watch all of those. Stopping watching those shows on a regular basis actually shifted my perspective drastically. I never expected it to have such an incredible impact on my life, but seeing all these negative shows where they focus on negative things, sure, they solve the crime. Yeah, Bones was one of them. That's right, Sarah. They solve the crimes most of the time, but seeing that negativity over and over again, criminals, crimes really grotesque crimes at times, really put a nasty filter in my brain. And so your thoughts are your reality. If you take in negative, 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 negative all the time, it's going to have a negative output on the way you see the world all the time. You're going to see people in a negative light. You're going to see events in a negative light. It truly colors how you see the world. So your thoughts are your reality, guys. And if you want to be successful and happy, then you need to move away from that negativity, because the way you perceive things in your head, the way you perceive the world is filtered through what you put into your mind. And when you put negative things in your head, then you see things in a negative light all the time. Now, guys, that was kind of a bummer to end on. I hate to do that to you. So, hey, it's time for our giveaway. So if you are joining us, guys, we have been talking about 8 keys for success and happiness in life, and you are just in time for the best part of the show. We're going to roll into the Q&A in just a minute. But right now, if you want to have the incredible Manly Monday mug, you don't put hashtag Manly Monday. That's an old slide. But if you would like this lovely mug, and here we have it live. This is what they actually look like. Guys, these are 15-ounce mugs, okay? Just shy of 2 cups. These are 15-ounce mugs because I don't do small coffee, period, ever. I drink coffee from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. So these are quite awesome mugs. I have a brand new one in a box right behind me. I will be glad to send your way. So hashtag mug. I'm going to make it super easy. And we were going to roll into our drawing as soon as I get to the right things. Let's see. Hashtag mug, guys. Now, if you've entered hashtag mug in the comment section, you too will be entered in this lovely, lovely drawing to get this lovely mug. And guys, I am good to my word. If you've ever been a winner on this show, you know that we absolutely send this stuff out. My wife just actually mailed a couple books because I was waiting for Stephen Crane to get them to me, and they have arrived. So they just shipped out today. So if you won books back when I had Stephen on a couple of weeks ago, they are on their way. I promise. It just took a little while. Stephen bumped up the amount of books I gave away, so he had to send me a couple, but they are in the mail as of today. And so they will be with you shortly. Now, who's ready for a drawing? And here this is going to be an easy one for somebody. Here we go. And who is it? Congratulations, Jesse. You won the Magic Bean Water. Yes, you won the cup for the Magic Bean Water. Congratulations on that mug. You know how to get a hold of me, and we'll make sure and get that mug to you, and you can add that to your collection. I expect a nice social media post with the mug. Tag us, Manly Mondays, hashtag the Fallible Man. Tag us on social media, guys. I love it when you guys share what we're doing here. And so congratulations to you. And then we will move on to the next part of the show. The part of the show I am dying to get into, the new Q&A segment. Jesse comes to us tonight with the question, the family thing. So we're going back to point number 1, the family thing. What do you think about cutting out family that is bad for you? Like Xmas dinner with all the family, and you have a family member who is verbally or emotionally abusive subtly to you when you see them. You don't want to go to the big group family dinner because they're there. Family is, I'm going to say that's bad for you instead of mad for you. Don't worry, I fat finger typing all the time, but I'm going to guess that's bad for you based on the rest of the question. Now, that is actually a legitimate concern. And Jess, I'm going to remove the comment. Hopefully everybody saw it, but it's cutting out half my screen. That's a lot of comment. So the question is, how do you deal with family that is negative for you, right? How do you deal with bad family that is not good for you to be around because they constantly rag on you or bring you down or attack you, right? Negative family. And this is a really, really difficult topic. And I will be the first one to admit that that is a hard question. And all I can say is, oh, and she continued, the rest of the family is mad you don't want to go because that one person is there. So I absolutely understand the situation. This is a rough situation to be in. But in the end, I'm going to say the simple answer is you have to do what's healthy for you. If going and the trade off of being with all those people is, despite having several other people there that you love seeing, are good for you, and you enjoy being with, if that person has such a negative impact on you, are they going to ruin the entire thing for you? Are they going to make that, instead of a positive situation, a very negative situation? And if that's the case, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it's something that you have to do, is cut that person out. You only have one life, okay? And if you go to a family event and you have a family that is not healthy, you have a negative impact on your family has a negative impact on you, and they pull you down and they make you feel bad and miserable, those situations lead you to other negative actions, right? If you have to drink heavily or smoke a cigarette more, right? If you're a smoker, I was a smoker for years, so I know exactly what that feels like. If you have to do something, right, outside of your physical being to help you negate those feelings, well, that's a negative, right? That's not a healthy choice. That's not why you want to do those things. If you smoke, great. If you drink, great. But if you have to do it more because it's negatively impacting you to deal with those people, then that's not a healthy situation. If you go home and beat yourself up, or are depressed for the next week because you had to interact with that person at the family dinner, does that cost outweigh the positive impact, right? If they can ruin the whole thing for you, then I'm going to say you need to get them out. And I really hate to say that because everybody on here knows I am a huge proponent for family. I love family. My family is so vital to me. I can't imagine being in that situation where they just destroy any possibility for me. And you do have to weigh the event. Sarah chimed in and said, I think you have to decide how the event is going to affect you. And I think that goes right along what I'm saying is, as painful as that is, they're not the ones who have to go home with you at the end of the day. They're not the ones who are going to help you stabilize and right that situation at the end of the day. And so if they're going to have that long negative effect, if it's going to push you in a negative direction, then that's something you have to distance yourself from. And one of the hardest things to deal with is you're trying to grow as a person, is cutting negative people out of your life. There are people in your life who are negative that have no idea that they're trying to be negative. In fact, there are people who are negative in your life who think they're doing you a favor or think they're looking out for you, right? They don't want you to raise your expectations too high. They don't want you to get outside of that comfortable bubble that you're in. And so they will actually try and hold you back, thinking they're doing it for your own good. And those are specifically really hard to deal with because that can be friends or family, usually people close to you. But when it's negative family that's just driving you into a bad place, then I'm sorry. There are times that you have to cut the rope that's dragging you down, right? If an anchor is dragging you down to the bottom of the ocean and you have a chance to cut the rope, you cut the rope. If they're going to send you on a negative spiral that could be self-destructive or self-debilitating, then that's something you got to move away from. That's not healthy. I don't care what the rest of it is. And if the rest of the family can't see you through that, then they just don't get what's going on. It's a painful choice. So I'm sorry you're in that situation. Hopefully you're surrounded by other family that loves you and you can take comfort in those people. That's why I say there's blood family and then there's the family you surround yourself with. Guys, we're talking about 8 keys for success and happiness, but we're in the Q&A portion of the show. So if you got anything else that you want to throw at me, I'm answering questions right now. We'll give it a few more minutes here. Anybody got anything for me? Check my emails real quick. Make sure nobody has filled out one of those nice little forms and wants to come on the show. That would be embarrassing, right? I actually get a guest and they're like, you didn't, I sent a contact form and you didn't do anything. Nope. Doesn't look like I see that. Guys, I am so grateful. I love spending time with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream tonight. If you got something beneficial out of it, be sure and share it with somebody else. Kick it your way. These stay up on YouTube and Facebook and can be watched at any time. So if you know somebody who would benefit from this, be sure and share it with them. Hit that like button on whatever platform you're on. That helps us out a lot. Guys, until next time, be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you in the next one.